So we can begin in any comfortable seated position. Maybe letting the eyes close. Feeling the weight of the body sitting. Maybe you can inhale and intentionally tighten your buttocks muscles and exhale and let them go. Just to relax and let the sit bones sink down even more. Feeling the hands resting. And bringing awareness to the shoulders. Imagining ice melting to water. And water dissolving into gas. Allow the belly to relax. And start to breathe deeply into the belly. And then breathing into the belly and the ribs. And then the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Filling the lungs from bottom to top. And emptying from top to bottom. We'll turn the palms to face down on the knees. And begin to circle the body around at the hips. When you exhale, you'll go across the back of the circle, tuck the chin and the tailbone. And when you inhale, you'll go across the front, lifting the chest and the eyes. So when you go across the back, you round the back half of the circle, the back is rounded, the chin is tucked, the tailbone is tucked. And then across the front, you lift the eyes, opening the front of the body, and then rounding. That's it. Tucking the chin and rounding the back across the back of the circle. So we're basically moving the spine like we do in cat and cow, only we're going in circles instead of linearly. And then we'll reverse the circles, but we'll still open the front of the body across the front of the circle and round the body across the back of the circle. And then coming to center, sitting nice and tall. We'll roll the shoulders forward, up, back. back and down. So you can see my hands also move. You can see if that becomes natural for you in this shoulder roll. And then we'll reverse, rolling back, up, forward, and down. And then just letting the shoulders relax. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll the chin toward the right shoulder. Then place your left hand behind your back with the palm facing out. You might move the hand all the way over to that right waist, or wherever it is actually fine, just as long as you're going to your limits. And then we'll press the back of the hand into the back body to roll the elbow and shoulder back. Letting the head relax down to the right. Maybe feeling how the breath comes up into this left chest and ribs here. And if you breathe deep enough, maybe you can even feel it or imagine it coming up into the neck on the left. Explore the limits of your inhale so that you really spread the breath into as much space as possible. And then release the arm. Bring the chin back around to the center. Relax the shoulders. And then move the chin to the left shoulder. Bring the right hand behind your back with the palm facing out. Press the knuckle side of the hand into your back, rolling the elbow and the shoulder back. Dropping the head to the left and down. Expanding that inhale out, maybe even feeling the right ribs separating some more. Maybe all the way up into the right chest. Maybe you can feel some movement in the right collarbone if you get the very top of the lungs. And release the hand, bring the chin back to center. And then circle the head around so that your nose draws a circle in front of you. In reverse. Beautiful. And relax. Release the legs. Shake them out. And bring the left foot in to the inside of the right thigh. Flex the right foot. Really press the heel forward as you pull the toes in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, letting the arms rest. Then be really gentle in the touch and see if the whole distance from the armpit to the elbow can slide down toward the ground. And then as you inhale, see if the distance from the tailbone to the crown of the head can lengthen. Exhale, relax. Maybe drawing the belly in toward the spine. Lengthen the inhale to lengthen the spine. Don't pull yourself forward. Don't push yourself forward. Just relax into gravity. Press the back of your knee to the ground. On your next inhale, roll yourself up, reach the arms up. You're back. Exhale, turn to the left, bringing your right hand across to the knee, your left hand to the ground behind you. Press down into the left hand to lift tall through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, turn your belly to the left. Inhale, press down and lift tall. Exhale, turn your ribs to the left. Inhale, tall. Exhale, chest and shoulders turn. Inhale. Exhale, turn your head, reach your eyes back behind you, and then stay here for a few more breaths, continuing to get long as you breathe in and soft as you turn on the exhale. So again, pushing and pulling doesn't really help. It just creates tension, and it's very hard to deepen any stretch against tension. So you always want to exhale and relax, and then just move into the ease of the pose. Good. And then use an inhale to come back around to the front. Bend that right knee and place the left ankle onto the right leg, just above the knee. Let's start with the hands behind us on the ground. And then as you inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, push into your hands and try to move your back ribs forward. Keep that left foot nicely flexed. And focus on your breath. So there's always this kind of balance between whatever effort is asked for and whatever ease you can bring. So as you exhale and you feel the natural relaxation, that doesn't mean that the hands are not able to still press in order to move the spine toward the thigh. It's just that the relaxation is happening in the body, in the leg. And yet the foot is working to stay flexed. So just working only the parts that need work and relaxing what you can. Straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg, and just sit for a moment, flexing the feet, sitting tall, relaxing the shoulders, engaging the thighs, lifting the crown of the head. Those of you who like to work harder, you can have the arms over your head instead of relaxing them down. Do all the little adjustments that happen from one breath to the next. Nothing is stagnant. So see if the movements are furthering the posture or diminishing it. Straightening the spine or rounding the spine. Beautiful. And then we'll bend that right leg, bringing the foot to the inner thigh. Left foot is really actively flexed. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale over the leg, resting the hands, drawing the navel in, bringing all the air out, and then sinking into that exhale. Pushing down firmly with the left leg, and that may help you extend out longer through the crown of the head as you inhale. Exhale, belly in, body heavy. What happens if you let go of any attachment to deepening in the pose and just focus on deepening in the breath? On your next inhale, roll up, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn to the right, bringing the left hand to the knee, the right hand to the ground behind you, and then press down into the right hand to help lift tall through the spine. As you exhale and soften, you can use that left hand to help you turn the belly to the right. The right hand helps you lift taller on the inhale, and then relaxing internally, but using the left hand to twist on the exhale. A little bit at a time, working your way up the spine from bottom to top. Use an inhale to come back around to the front. Place the right ankle above the left knee, bend the left leg, hands behind you. Pushing back into the hands, lift through the heart. And then as you exhale, try to bring your lower back ribs forward. Each exhale, maybe you can soften into that right hip, right leg. Focus on deep, slow inhales. And then straighten the left leg. Release the right leg. Shake the legs out. And take them wide apart. Hands still behind you. Feet flexed. Pressing down through the thighs. Maybe as you do that, it feels like your heels are extending out a little longer. Lifting the chest, keeping the back straight, and then seeing if you can hinge forward at the hips without rounding the back. So you're not rounding forward. And you can experiment. You can see if you round forward, how much of a stretch that feels like. And then if you lift straight and then hinge a little bit forward, you're going much less forward, but you can see how that stretch feels. And then those of you who can maintain the uprightness of your spine with the hands in front of you and want to hinge forward more than you can with the hands behind you, go ahead and change the hands. And really experiment with the exhale, how much the body can go forward. It might be an intense stretch, and then you can really focus on your breath to kind of keep you calm in the face of that. But just explore what the limits are, how much you can fold versus how much you want to fold. And then bring yourself up. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale down to the left, bringing the left arm in front of the left leg and the right arm overhead. Press the back of the arm into the inside of the leg. And you may only have your hand reaching, doesn't really matter. Whatever is touching to the leg, press it into the leg to help get those left ribs to kind of tuck under you more, rolling the front of the body open and take the gaze up toward the sky. As the right heel presses right, the right hand reaches left. And stream the breath long and slow through the side body. Inhale up. Exhale, right arm down inside the leg. Left arm reaches. Press the arm, thigh, and roll the body open to the left, gazing up and to the left, reaching over to the right. Can you breathe so deep that the space between the left rib, left lowest rib, and left hip bone expands? Inhale up. Exhale the hands down to the outer legs. And then help the legs to the front. Let's circle the feet around a few times. And the other way. Good. And then we'll come over onto hands and knees. We'll take a simple table pose to start. And those of you who are missing our typical Tuesday challenge class and want to work harder, you can be in plank instead of table. We're just gonna sink down through the arms and the legs and lift up through the belly to support the spine. And then those of us who are on table will dip the belly down as we begin the breath there and lift the chest as we bring the breath up into the heart, looking up. Those who are in plank can flip over to the tops of the feet and then curling under. We're in cat pose here. And if you're doing the challenging version, you can go into downward dog. So you're either going between cat and cow or between upward dog and downward dog. I'll give just the briefest demonstration. I think everybody knows upward dog rolls over and nothing touches down except the feet and the hands. You pull your chest forward, roll your shoulders back, take your eyes up, and then curl the toes to lift into downward dog. And then coming back to stillness and neutral spine. We're going to work our way onto our bellies. If you're wanting a challenge and you're in plank, you can go through Chaturanga, bending your elbows close by your side and hovering over the ground. You can also do this if your knees are down, modifying Chaturanga, holding here for a few breaths, and then making your way onto your belly. We'll have the hands right under the shoulders and roll the heels out, maybe even lifting the thighs off the ground a bit so that the fronts of the thighs kind of face in toward each other, the toes facing in. And that just widens across the sacrum, keeps the back open as we move into our cobras. So we'll start with a nice gentle cobra, a low cobra. Elbows are by the side, and you can actually imagine pulling the elbows back toward the ankles. You see how the shoulder blades kind of roll down the back. That may feel nice. And then press the hips into the ground and just lift the chin and chest. So we're not using the arms at all here for our initial cobra. But we are using the breath, and you can see how the body kind of floats up a little bit with the inhale. And then see if rather than bobbing and going back down on the exhale, you stay lifted and just sink the pelvis on the exhale. And relax down. Rest on the forehead. Buttocks relax. Heels open. Breathing with the earth below you. Feeling that natural rise and fall that happens. And then we'll come into a cobra again. You're welcome to do the same version if your back is happier that way. Not everybody can tolerate the full cobra. So elbows toward the ankles, hips down, eyes up, chin up, chest up, and then pressing into the hands if you're coming into the full version. Good. So now we don't want to get so attached to straightening the arms that the shoulders become attached to the ears. We want the shoulders to roll down the back. Maybe a slight bend in the elbows will help that. And then again, reaching the elbows for the ankles. And then the chest is lifted, the eyes are lifted. And then bring the back ribs forward. That looks beautiful. And then feel the breath coming up the front of the body. Stretching across the front ribs and the chest. Good. Pressing into the hands, send your hips back toward your heels. Folding over, pressing the hands forward, lengthening the spine back. And then breathing into those spaces that were kind of crunched in the backward bend and letting them lengthen and open again, aerating that space between the vertebrae. And then bring the arms over to the right. The right hand will go beside you, the left arm on an angle. Press into the right hand and feel that pushing your left hip back. And then inch the left fingers out even longer, getting a nice steep diagonal stretch. Breathing into it and just noticing where you feel the breath stretching you even more. Most of the stretching comes from the breath. The body goes to its limit in the position, and then breathing into it is how you go beyond your limit. past your edge. And then take it over to the other side. Pressing the left hand into the ground to send the right hip back. And then maybe walking the right hand out a bit further. And breathing the stretch a little longer. And then bring the arms center. Hands shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers. Lift the hips off the heels. Bend the elbows and then roll them back to face your thighs. Curl the toes under. Take a breath in. And then exhale and lift the knees. And then push forward into the fingers. And really see if you're pushing into the hands or the fingers. See if it makes a difference. You can even experiment and press into the palms and see what happens. And then press into the fingers and see what happens. And then let the chest drop down, maybe sinking it lower than the shoulders. Let the head drop down. Doesn't need to be in line with the arms. It could drop toward the floor. And press the thighs back and the heels down. And then stream your breath through your posture, downward dog. Okay. And then we'll walk the hands back to the feet. Bend the knees, tuck the chin, roll yourself up. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Keep the arms up. Turn the palms to face forward. Press down into the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the eyes. Exhale, send the arms back, the head back, the hands back. And then with each inhale, imagine the center of your chest being pulled upward. Tuck your tailbone under and exhale and sink your head and arms back. Inhale up, exhale, folding forward. Let's clasp the hands behind the back of the head, point the elbows toward the thighs. And then let the weight of the hands be heavy and sink down toward the ground. Press down firmly into the feet, lift the muscles of the thighs, inhaling deep. Exhaling, lower belly pulls in. And you might also like to add more of a stretch to the neck. Inhaling, pressing head into hands and hands into head. Exhaling, relaxing the head. Just letting the hands be heavy. And then slowly roll yourself up, keeping the hands to the back of the head. With an inhale, open the elbows back. Breathe into the chest. Stretch the hands up with the fingers still interlaced. Exhale, release the arms down. And then maybe closing the eyes. Starting to feel the gravity pulling the legs down into the ground. And at the same time, the breath lifting the spine up toward the sky. Lifting the toes, spread them wide and lower them back there. Sink weight into the left leg, feeling how solidly that leg connects to the earth. Open the eyes, but keep them soft, like maybe the lids are half closed. Find a spot in front of you to lock your gaze on. And slowly pick the right foot up. Bring it to the inside of the left leg. So maybe for you, it only comes just above the ankle, or maybe the toes want to touch down to keep the balance. Or you can bring it up high, and as long as the foot doesn't rest at the knee. And then if it's at the upper thigh, you can try pressing foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot for more stability. And then if you don't need your hands for balance, and if you do, that's fine. Just use them as they serve you. You can bring your hands together at your heart, or if you're up for more of a challenge, the arms can come up overhead. And this is a tree pose, so the arms are the branches, and you can have them look however you want your tree to look. Those of you who like more of a challenge, you can bring the hands together in Steeple Mudra and take your gaze to the left and bend to the right. Slow, steady breath with focus on the breath. That'll still the mind, which will still the body, in addition to the gaze being fixed. If your arms are lifted, if your body is crooked, straighten it. And then we'll bring the arms down to the heart center. Bring the knee to face forward and step that right foot up. Let the back heel come up off the ground. Bend deeply into the front leg. Good. And then hook the thumbs together. Lift the arms up and pull the hands apart. Press back into the left heel, the left thigh, and forward with the tailbone. Bring the back heel down, straighten the front leg, open the arms out to the side, take a breath. Exhale, reach the right hand forward and let it come down. Bring the left arm up and the gaze up, triangle pose. When you inhale, try to lengthen the right side of the body. When you exhale, drop the left ribs down toward the right ribs. Inhale, come up. Release the hands down. And kick off the front foot and step back. Closing the eyes. Sinking the legs down. Breathing the heart up. Lifting toes, spread them wide, lower them back down. Sink weight into the right leg. Really take your time here to first establish those roots of the tree. Nothing grows up before the roots have sufficient time to grow down. And you can let your eyes open softly, bring your gaze to one spot in front of you, and bring your left foot to the inside of your right leg, however high that can go for you. And like before, if it can go to the inner thigh, you might push them together. That helps open the knee out, opening that hip, and create a little more stability. Arms, however it works for you. And again, if you are wanting more of a challenge, you can take Steeple Mudra. Move your gaze off to the right some and bend your body to the left some. If you're in the bent tree, straighten up. If your arms are lifted, bring them down. Bring the knee to face forward and step up, bending deeply into that front knee, the back heel coming off the ground, the back foot facing forward. Then hook the thumbs the other way. I'm sorry I didn't ask you to memorize which way you did it before, but just go to do it whichever way feels natural and then do it the other way. And then we'll take that Venus lock and lift it up overhead and pull the arms apart. Push back into the right heel, press back into the right thigh, and then really aim the tailbone forward for that extra deep stretch. Each breath lifting your heart on the inhale and maybe sinking your hips on the exhale. And the back heel can come down, that foot at an angle, front leg straightens, arms open out to the side, the belly turns right. Inhale. Exhale, reach out through the left arm, drop the arm down, lift the right arm up, lift your gaze up to your right thumb. Breathe long, lengthening the left side. Exhale, sink the right side down. Good. Bend that front knee. Bring the hands to the ground. Step your back foot forward, bending into both knees. Dropping the buttocks. Walk the arms forward. And then just hold on with your fingertips. Drop your head and sink back through your hips. You can even hold on to the edges of your mat and kind of pull them forward. Just dropping the hips. Good. And then slowly lowering the buttocks to the ground. Lowering the body to the ground. Taking the arms out to the side. Lifting the feet and dropping the knees to the right. Turn your head to the left. And you can use your right hand to help maybe rest that left leg down heavier, or at the hip crease, pushing the hip further away from the shoulder, or just resting in twist. And then bring the legs over to the other side. Turn your head to the right. Again, using the left hand if you wish, or just leaving it passive on the ground. Breathing up and down. Relaxing into each exhale. And then come center. Hug the knees in. Straighten out the spine and the head. And then return the feet to the ground. Lift your tailbone. Tuck it under. Release down. Release the legs. Shake them out. If you have an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes. And then just let the arms rest out away from the body, the palms up. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the body into the earth. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw down, slightly parting the lips. Inhale deep. And then exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, letting go of thoughts of the past, worries or hopes for the future. Just being right here and present. Using your breath as your anchor to this moment. The breath is always here and now. And then we can let go of the breath as if to signify opening to life just as it is, without control. Just receiving and allowing. And then just feeling what the breath feels like when it breathes for you. And sometimes the mind may wander. That's fine. That's what the mind does. Just bring it back to the breath again and again. Deeply relax. Letting go. Letting go. Into your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Bringing the soles of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then roll over onto either side, letting your head rest on your underside arm, and your body rest on the ground. And we won't be meeting on Thursday, so maybe we'll just take this opportunity to feel into what we're grateful for in this moment. Maybe not thinking about it so much as just letting it arise in your heart. See what comes to mind. Appreciate it, including about yourself. Seeing if you can let that sense of gratitude fill your whole body as if your breath could spread it from your heart into every cell, vibrating with gratitude. And slowly lifting yourself up. Let your head come up last. Come into any comfortable seated posture. If you started with your legs crossed and they're crossed again, you might change and bring the other leg in front, just for more balance. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.